What's up my loves, my name is Paige, this is Paige with Paige, and today we're going to be talking through all the readathons happening in December. Welcome! So, for those that are new here, hi! I do a monthly video putting out all the readathons that have been announced at the time of filming this. Today it is the 28th of November and I'm filming this at 3 o'clock in the afternoon to edit and upload for 6 AM my time tomorrow. So, disclaimer. 1. I'm not going in depth about these readathons. I have like a little sentence that I say about them, and that is that. If they pique your interest, go check the description box and you'll be able to find links to all of them so you can check them out in further detail for yourself. 2, this is at the time of filming. If ones get announced, I apologize. I am only one person. I can only do so much. Feel free to let us know in the comments if you find one that get announced later in the piece. And because I am doing such a quick turnaround for this video this time around, there will be no editing me to jump in and being like, hey, this came up overnight. That's not happening. 3, check the description box. All the information, I link it in like 3 different places. The actual people and videos are mentioned in the description box. There is a spreadsheet that has all of them listed out down below, and I create a playlist which has all the videos in it as well. So there are plenty of resources to be able to find these in further detail. And number 4, I only mention the video that I found them on, not the actual creators if it's just a co-host that is announcing it. Sorry, they will tell in their video who that have actually made this their brainchild, but I'm just going off who I found it on and basic information. Cool, I will be going from shortest duration to longest duration, and let's just dive in. The first duration slot is 24 hours, and there is one happening on the 14th, and that is the Tackle Your TBR readathon, which is created by Reading Nymph. And this is basically just tackling your TBR, whether it be physical, ebook, anything like that. As long as it's your TBR pile, it counts. And the 4 prompts are going to be consistent throughout, and it's all about doing the things that we avoid, like continuing a series or a book you've been putting off and things like that. Short, sweet, and easy to be able to tackle our TBR. Then we dive into the 2-day / the weekend longs, so 48 to 72 hours. The first is running from the 2nd to the 4th, and that is the Wacky Witches Readathon, and this version is the Once Upon a Wish, and this is created by Pris Perusers. Essentially, we're creating a wishing potion to start off the new year well. It's really wholesome, and it's just following the self-love, self-care, and book prompts from the bottom of the jar to the top and following those in order. And I'm very excited to participate. I absolutely adore Pris and this whole readathon conception. Next, again running from the 2nd to the 4th, is the Clitmas Readathon, which is hosted by Clint from Reads Readers. The premise came about through reading holiday themed romance and or eroticas. It's basically smart and self-care, as Clint said in their video. The books themselves don't have to be holiday themed, but it was just an extra little push given the time of year, but it is all about the romance and erotica. Next, on the 9th to the 11th, we have the Rom-Com-a-thon Holiday Edition, and I found this on Michelle's library. It's basically a rom-com themed based prompts as well as some self-care prompts to complete. And then from the 10th to the 11th, we have the Festive Readathon, which is created by Steph Loves, and this is a Polar Bear Express bingo board theme with reading and activity prompts. Next up, we have our week longs, the first running from the 28th of November to the 4th of December, so this will be starting today. And this is Jingle Bellathon, which is created by the Brightside Girl. It's super low-key, has reading and physical challenges as well as Instagram prompts as well, and it's just very chill or Christmassy based. From the 4th to the 10th, we have the 10th round of Queer Lit Readathon, which I found on Perpetual Pages channel. There is a bingo board with a group book, and the prompts are very open and fun. The whole premise is just to make sure that it is queer, and it is focusing around the central characters having queerness in some way, shape or form to fulfill those prompts. Then from the 5th to the 11th, we have 3 week-longs happening. The first is Slavicathon, which is from the Wild Sasha. She's done an immersive story to reveal the prompts over the past month, and they should all be released now if you do want to prep your TBRs, or you could go through and follow along the story as you start the readathon. and this is all about Slavic stories. Then we have the LDR-athon, which is a long distance relationship readathon, which is created by Chloe Reads Books. The prompts are all based off some trials and some happy moments of a long distance relationship and the aspects that go along with having one. The prompts are very clever, and I definitely enjoy seeing her announcement video with Cole, who is her long distance partner. Then we have Legendathon, which is created by Jane's Thoughts, and this is all about reading those fairy tales, myths and retellings. She has created an optional bingo board, so if you do need some structure for picking what ones you have from your shelves, it is there for us for those that need that extra little guidance. And then running in the last week of December from the 22nd to the 29th, we have the Hemisphere Games Readathon, which I found from a book fan named Mel, and this is a competition between the northern and southern hemispheres. They've tried to make it a lot more low-key, so basically you get points for the pages that you read. You can get bonus prompts if it's Christmas books, and then depending on where you are in the world, if you read the opposite, you get more bonus points, or if you still read your hemisphere, you do get bonus points, just not as many. So strategic planning is needed for completing those. They also have a bingo board, which is for photo challenges, as well as having a watch along sometime throughout the readathon. Next up, we have our 10-day readathon, which is Lightfall at Old Favor Pass, and this is a part of the Iridium Magical Academy and created by G from Book Roast. This is a super relaxed readathon. Basically, there are shops that we can go into depending on our character, and or if we like the prompts for them, to do a little shopping spree and have a wonderful Christmassy sort of wholesome vibe during the chaos that is the holiday season. And so it's nice to just be able to chill and have this readathon to be able to continue on with our characters and see what they'd get up to, or just have a little shopping adventure. Next up, we have our 11-day readathon, which is running from the 3rd to the 14th, and this is the Christie's Missing Readathon. So this is based during the actual time that Agatha Christie went missing. They still don't know what happened in those 11 days, but the readathon is based over that time period. It is teams based depending on which Christie detective you'd like to be, and the prompts are designed to be able to work well with reading Agatha Christie, although you can choose not to, but you will get bonus points for reading Christie in this time. Next up, we have our 2 weeks to 15 days, the first being from the 1st to the 14th, and that is the Back to Kindle round 3, which I found on Reading with Raylene's channel. This is focused on reading ebooks. It is teams based, and the two co-hosts are being pitted against one another, and it has also got a tier based system. Next, from the 1st to the 15th is Predictathon, and I found this on Books with Lexi's channel. The prompts are designed for you to put in a 5-star prediction, so they can't really do like recommendation style videos for it. It is all your personal preference, and based off how you interact with the prompts, what 5-star predictions will come up for yourself, and you can double up with this. Then from the 13th to the 26th, there is the Eras Readathon, which is created by Margaret from The Word Nerd, and this is a Taylor Swift themed readathon about her Eras tour. I don't know what I'm saying. Basically, you're building your ideal Eras set list based off the different prompts and albums that Taylor has released and the ones that Margaret have assigned. She has so much information, and the announcer video was hilarious. Then the last one in this category is running from the 26th of December to the 6th of January, and this is the 12 days of Christmas and coziness. I found this on Gina Stanya's books, so this is for the time after Christmas. I know the lead up is very exciting, but then afterwards we can feel a little bit flat, so this is based off different days off and different Christmas based activities and ideas, and it's just really sweet. So it's a combination of both bookish and activity post-Christmas things that you could do. Next up, we have a 25-day one running from the 1st of December to the 25th, and this is 25 days of Manga Readathon, and I found this on Nat's Narrative. The goal is to read 25 mangas in this period, so 1 a day. You can read less or you can read more. It's just encouraging to hit that goal. The Instagram has a template and also a bingo board challenge if you would like, but its whole premise is just reading 25 manga. Next up, we have our month-longs, and there are 12 of them. The first is Merry Bookmas, the 12 Treats of Bookmas, which I found on Completely Melanie's channel. Each of these are based off a treat, a Christmas treat that is available during the season, and the prompts are absolutely hilarious in their matchup. There is also a watch party and an author talk that will be happening in January for the group book. Next up we have is Christmas Evil, which I found on Katrina Brown's channel. This is a bingo board with 9 prompts and a group read, as well as some photo prompts, and and I like the idea of it being a continuation in the dark and spooky rather than jumping straight into festive and fa-la-la-la-las, instead going down the darker route. Next is the Reindeer Readathon, which is created by Eric from Break Even Books. There are 5 different competitive teams, and the prompts are based off each of the reindeers in Rudolph's story. Sign-ups close on the 30th, so you do need to get in quick to be able to be assigned to a team. Next is Holiday Havocathon, which I found on Brittany Love's reading channel. The prompts are very open, but it's just reading holiday themed books that fit into these. Like, I know there is a sci-fi fantasy horror, a red title, and it's just about the chaos and drama that unfolds during Christmas. I know that we all try and keep the festive spirit, but sometimes there's a lot of shit that goes down, and this readathon's really about highlighting that fact, and I appreciate it immensely. Next up we have Christmasathon, which I found on Bookish Gems' channel. This is an advent style readathon, which I'm super curious to see how it all plays out, and I'm super excited for it. New prompts will be dropping every day from the 1st to the 24th. So they're gonna have 6 seasonal prompts, 8 bookish prompts, and 10 challenge prompts. And then you have until the end of the month to finish them. So they're gonna stagger in a way so it's not completely overwhelming, but I'm so excited to actually see what they are and be able to sort of work my way through it throughout the month rather than getting everything in one go at the beginning. And knowing like that there are going to be 8 books makes it a lot easier to then like enjoy the seasonal and challenge ones, because I'm not going to be stressing about having to read 24 books because that's not their goal. Then there's December Day and Nights by Books and Pops. The prompts have been created by their patrons and they just wanted to show thanks for the support throughout their time, and so it's super low-key, super chill, and super cozy. Then we have Dance of the Sugar Plum Readathon, which is created by Heather's Happily Ever Afters. So there are 4 prompts based off the book and the ballet, and it's very loose but very fun and super easy to fill. They just wanted to do something that they absolutely adored, and so this is their creation, and I'm very excited to see what 4 books I can get. Then there's Deck the Hall Backlist Readathon, which I found on Being Daphne's channel. This is about reading books from your backlist, so they have to have been published a year ago or more. There is a bingo board for this, and there is also a giveaway to enter if you're interested. Then there's Bright Merriathon, which is created by Brighton Bookish, and this is a game-based readathon based on their family's Christmas traditions. So you're trying to collect different sets of activities that you can do at Christmas, like wrapping the presents and going ice skating and things like that, and the way that you move around the board is through completing reading prompts, which I really enjoy a game, so this has me very anticipated to actually dive into it and see what I can do. Then we have the category Romance Holiday Readathon, which I found on Storm Reads' channel. There is a bingo board with 9 prompts. They're very open. The only stipulation is that you need to be reading a category romance, and any holiday can count. Then we have the 12 prompts of Christmas, which I found on Poth Reads' channel. They're Christmas-based prompts and open to whatever fits in with your reading. They just wanted to do something to bring back festivity when sometimes Christmas can be a little bit hectic and unenjoyable for us that are over the age of 18. And finally, for my month-longs, we have the Cloak and Dagger Christmas, which I found on Janelle from Too Fond of Books' channel. This premise is reading mystery books based off the 12 prompts of Cloak and Dagger. 6 will be reading and 6 will be activity based, and there is a leveling system depending on the amount of prompts that you manage to complete. And finally, I just want to touch briefly on Clear Your Shit. It's going into its 2nd month. This was created by Mouse Reads, and also the 9 Eyes of Lucian Readathon, created by Somber Honey, is going into their 2nd month as well. But I did talk about them in the November Readathon one, so not going into too much info here, but just know that once again, they are here and happening throughout the month of December. Let me know in the comments, are there any readathons that you're interested in participating in? I'm very excited to see all the Christmas ones. I love this time of year and seeing what the booktube community absolutely put their best foot forward with. If you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe. I'll hopefully see you in my next video.